guys, welcome to my Orchid channel. Today I think we're going to address a very important subject, that is pests on orchids. Well, I'm sounding like as if I'm going to somebody's funeral, but well, as a matter of fact, I feel like it. I'm going to go through a couple of pests which are the most commonly occurring amongst orchids, and why and how. I've heard they should be treated best, and the methods I've been using, which seem to be quite beneficial throughout the years. It doesn't really come as a surprise for you that I have loads of orchids sitting very, very closely arranged. Yes. If I bring a new acquisition with me from the store, which hasn't been treated with systemic pesticides, since it's not allowed anymore all over Europe, well, you can bet your on that there will be mealybugs, especially on a phalaenopsis. Yeah, or any kind of orchids nowadays, but especially phalaenopsis. And here are the pesticides I've got for the moment. Now let's start with this one. Quite recent acquisition. To make your own leaf shine. Linseed oil. Contains soap already, so we only need to mix it up with water. But a couple of pump sprays were recommended by the guy on YouTube, but I think we need more from now on. Yeah? It's a milder choice on this one, original leaf shine. This is great, it really is, but it smells terrible. Yeah, really. And yeah, oil is oil, and pests do not like oil. That's why all these natural pesticides contain oil, oil, oil. As for this one, SMC, spider mite control. Yeah. See? Specially blended plant extracts. Well, this one won't last forever, will it? 8 milliliters for 1 liter of water. And the whole little bottle contains 100, so I haven't tried this one out all that much yet, but I will. So, I know if why I got it. I don't even think I got it. I think this one is the wrong one. I would never have gotten a pesticide that worked only for flies and stuff which I do not have. So, and I'm positive it didn't say neem on it. So, well, as I couldn't find the ingredients or what it's for even on the website anymore, I think they got a new website, Equagenera. I love the old one. I'm not sure why they switched. Stupid. But anyways, pest-free organic offers a natural solution to sucking and biting insects, including boxwood borers and Colorado potato beetles. I mean, who gets that on orchids? But it says too, sucking and biting pests, so in my world, it includes everything. Yeah. Within a few hours after treatment, the pests are inactivated. They stop feeding. The further development is interrupted and blah, 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 blah. So, good work. I will certainly try that one out as well someday. Well, here's the instructions for dosage. I don't know. Yeah, I don't understand anything in German. Sorry. So I really do not know how much this one should be diluted. Anyways, here's a little bottle. 30 milliliters, so it's not much. And I have this one, my favorite for the moment, orange oil. It even smells great, yes? And it doesn't get all that fatty all over the place either. So I like it. It will give you 25 liters of water. This little small little bottle in here. Yes. And it works for thrips and, yeah, all the nasty creatures you're quite familiar with in your indoor and even outdoor growing. Yes. So I'm going to try that one out very, very well. What do we have? Yeah, for a while I was using the neem oil. Smells like peanuts. Peanut butter. And it's so fatty. You get yellow markings and fat everywhere. And it smells so badly. I'm not going to use this one anymore. It might be efficient, but it's not. No, I don't like to handle it. Sorry. So look. And I found this one. Very same as that one. Well, this one lasts for very long. About 12 liters. So it's a concentrate. Not environmentally harmful to anything. But it works only for lice. You can see green lice and stuff, other kinds of lice. They come in many colors. And spider mites and such. Red spider mites, the so-called false spider mites, and the normal spider mites. Contains the active substances, comes from the salts of fatty acids. So, and will break down easily by nature without any harm being done. So, yeah. But any kind of fatty stuff, you can even use your dishwash soap. I get to talk to a guy just the other day who runs a real huge business in the greenhouse garden industry. Yes. I asked him, what do you use? All I'm using is leaf shine. Comes in large containers. Yes. Only thing that seems to be working nowadays. He said, that's his vision of it all. Well, I almost forgot. There's another solution. I think it's a spooky one. I have very, very bad experiences with bleach. I use bleach for removing algae from plastic plants in my aquarium, in case I'm using plastic plants. Very, very nice. It removes the algae immediately when you dip water, plastic plants, in water and bleach solution. Yes? And what happened when I was 12 years old, many years ago, I had an aquarium. One day when I came home from school, the heater went crazy. 35 degrees in that water. Only the angelfish were still alive, I thought. As I emptied the aquarium, well, I grabbed a plastic plant, as I needed to empty the aquarium anyways. I was so sad, so I thought, well, I might just be combining this unlucky situation with some efficiency. So I put the plastic plant into a bucket of bleach and water, only to discover that my favorite catfish wasn't really dead. It was alive before I added him into the bleach water. After that, I do not want to touch bleach, alright? Only in case of emergency. But if you've seen Ed's Orchid's channel, he uses bleach and water. A great amount of bleach, a couple of deciliters for a bucket of water, I think about 10 liters of water, in some severe cases. And he added his fragipediums with mealybugs into the water and let it soak, roots and all. But he removed the medium and the pot. So that's how he did it. But if you have as many orchids as I have, I think it's going to work for you best in case you have about 15 orchids at a maximum in your collection. That will work out just fine, but I have over 300. And I wouldn't want to kill off the roots. Yes. I think it's so harmful, too strong. And what happened to the roots? Yes. So, yeah, frag. I used it for frags. Look, Eric Young. Open up today. It's a frag. Beautiful frag. It's got Bessie in it. I'm not going to use the bleach, even though it might be efficient. Doesn't feel right. But thanks for the advice anyways. I saw it many years ago at Ed's channel, but I rejected it even then, so, yeah. maybe you want to try it. And the old school method. Soft green soap, a little bit of alcohol, and a little bit of water. Quite a lot of water. Shake and mix together. Works for almost everything. So let me show you guys what's available, readily available at the garden centers today. Copper tape to prevent snails. Oh, interesting. That's just about it. Stroller. Yeah. People in my orchid society have not yet solved the mystery of how to get rid of pests on orchids. After 40, 50, in some cases 70 years of growing orchids. I'm not going to be embarrassed of having pests on my orchids. And you guys shouldn't either. It's just part of growing, you know. Just try to stay on top of it. That's all we can do. To make the infestations come more sporadically and more sporadically for each year. Yes? I haven't had mealybugs for 10 years. Hooray for me. Yeah? Until I went to the show and got a phalaenopsis with mealybugs. And as I water and keep my orchids, mostly in sets, my phalaenopsis on a couple of trays sitting next to each other, yeah, arranged in sets, yes. Yeah, the bugs will naturally spread from plant to plant as they are sitting very, very closely arranged next to each other, and the leaves will work like a bridge. Hey, jump over. Nothing peculiar about that. No rocket science by any means. But that's what's happening. The wise men say, well, you should quarantine every new orchid. That's a recommendation if you have unlimited space. That's a wishful thinking. Well, what do you do when you have 350? Well, you shouldn't get so many. Well, that's not an option, all right? So, of course, I spray every new acquisition. Everything new I keep on my stove. It's all occupied for the moment. I'm repotting stuff, like usual, when it's spring. But I put it on the stove. That's the furthest position that I've got from all of the rest of the orchids in my apartment. So that's the best place for them to sit. For a week, a couple of days a week, until I find them safe to be put amongst the other ones. And of course I treat them. And in many cases even repot them into new fresh medium before I add them on to where the other orchids sit. You can see it's quite littering. The spike, loads of happy sap, sugary paste. It's already sticking to my fingers. And you know what they say? If there's a lot of sugar production, there's a sign that you should start being worried. Start looking for intruders on your plant. Of course, it's all natural to get 1 or 2 drops of sugary liquid paste on your newest growth and such. That's only a sign of being happy, well and well grown. But this isn't, all right? How to get rid of pests. Some people suggest shower your phalaenopsis in 40 degrees Celsius, that is, hot water for a while. That could get rid of a couple of pests, yeah? There are actually 2 different types of mealybugs. Here you can see the most common one, I guess. There are one with tentacles to the front and one without them. I guess I got the variation without them. You can see, rounded to the front. I must admit that I've been spraying this plant every week for 4 weeks in a row. Still they're there. And where are they? Yeah, they're underneath the leaf. Yeah, you should be very, very thorough and do not miss a spot. And these are the mature animals, the mother, yeah. And these are the nymphs and eggs. Sticks sometimes in between the leaf joints. They're very, very difficult to reach. Yeah, as you can see. Here. How to get down there without destroying the orchid is quite difficult, so there will be eggs still remaining, unfortunately. But I would treat them mechanically, the mechanical way, first, and then spray them with some kind of fatty solution. Yeah? So, first, some kind of alcohol solution, 70% at least. And mechanically, try to get them until I cannot see anymore. So there will be some work in front of us. Alright, so you see my point? Manually try to get rid of them. That's a very, very difficult task, but yeah. I think I'm gonna manually remove them with alcohol, and after that try to shower them as hard as I can with a little bit warmer water. Let them dry and spray them with some kind of fatty solution. Yeah. This time I'm gonna use a solution with soft green soap after they dried, yeah? After they dried, after the hot shower. 40 degrees Celsius shower. Soft green soap. I'm gonna give you the recipe. A little bit of red, tea red, as we call it here, alcohol solution, 70%, and water, the old-fashioned way. That one is going to be used for my phalaenopsis from now on, yeah? And you can see, this one is dry. It's sitting in semi-hydro. It's just dried out, maybe the other day. We've been having heat wave lately, so everything's been drying out so severely, so it's not enough to fill up the water reservoir once a week anymore. This is crazy. It's been so dry and hot lately. I think we're having a summer right now, and when vacation, it's gonna all be flooding away. Not so bad. Yeah, as I told you before, if the wick's still wet, or at least damp, it's safe to fill up the water reservoir without flushing, but yeah, it's better to flush, yeah? This one is also recently dried out the reservoir. It's not even damp. And who loves when it's dry? Yeah, they come running straight away on a plant which is declining. Yes, it's not doing at its best. That's how it is. So if you're growing in semi-hydro, always see to that you got water in the reservoir. Otherwise, it will attract insects more than it normally would have done. Alright? This one is the only phalaenopsis still with a bit of water to the reservoir. Yeah? This one is the least affected by mealies. Still severely, yeah, a little bit dried out. So, alright, now you know what I'm going to do with my phalaenopsis store-bought. I've been having trouble with these guys for a long time. But in a way, maybe we're able to see some blooms. They didn't even get this far. So you can see there's a lot of shit going on. But the branching, stuff is better. Yeah. If I call this better, yeah, now you know how severe the situation was. Alright, let us jump right over to the next sort of pest and how to treat them. Well, you can see cattleya, which I like a lot. Brassicatante Gyrac 5-star. You can see, now the water reservoir's dried out in semi-hydro. I even forgot to put a wick down there. So, yeah. Here we have thrips. You can see black little dots. Loves to attack fragile new growth, especially on cattleyas and dendrobiums. Yeah, as long as they are weak and new and fresh. The thrips go down there and eat the beginning of a bud. Yes, you can see. Characteristic, dried out, leathery-like parts. Could be spider mites, but as I saw thrips, I do not think so. And as this one is drying out, pests will come. And the insects find the weakest of plants. All the plants with some goodies ahead of them. This beautiful cattleya can be, if we're lucky, if the thrips do not get to him first, be in bloom in a short while. Cattleya boneri. It's a species cattleya from Curlin. This morning I saw a couple of thrips insects strolling about, heading downwards to the base of this sheath. The first and only sheath this orchid has ever produced in my care. Yes, see, I leave small spots. Yes, go down there already, make holes, go inside the sheath if you're not lucky. Yeah, I can see they're moving down there. You can see little brown thing. Yeah, it's already down there doing its job. Can you see? It's lurking down to the bottom. Yeah, even sprayed it with orange oil. So they're already doing the job, eating off the beginning of a little bud. Yeah? Thrips are heading for buds and seek the way inside a cattleya bud and eat it from the inside out. Yes? Without you knowing it. You might see a little wound to the bud. Little distortion somewhere. Yeah. That's where the thrips passage has been made. Here you can see another orchid in bud. Not so long ago, she produced 2 or 3 buds as well from, that one. Around there. What happened? Well, thrips came along and killed them off. So they blasted twice the size of these guys here. So, but I sprayed the buds here in advance. But if this orchid was a little bit more intelligent, it would have created a sheath like my beautiful sea and white, the bested. Yes. Suddenly, she was so tired of her buds being snagged off, so she created a sheath. The most beautiful flowers one can ever imagine. I'm going to give you a little short glimpse of a flower, so you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. RLC, sea and white, the best. Yeah, I can agree. The best. Look at her, the size of her. And here you can see another cattleya, the smaller one. Beautiful flowers, if we're able to see them. Hawaiian splash Leah. Yeah, look. This is what thrips can do. Characteristic markings. Not left behind, black spots. Yes, they're poop. Yeah, this part of the orchid I think I'm going to remove and throw away. This leaf, terrible. But it's got another new growth, a lot better. But, look, damage already. No matter if I sprayed it or not. So it's quite difficult, isn't it? That's why I'd say that thrips are even worse than Boisduval scale. And against thrips, yeah? I recently bought this pesticide, which I've been showing you guys many times. It says here, Thrips. And as I say, any kind of fatty oil will suffocate the insects, no matter which one you use. You could probably use normal canola oil or whatever you have in your kitchen would work just as well. So, normally against thrips, I use my leaf shine. Yes. Smells bad, quite cool. So you shouldn't be spraying it far too close to the plant itself. It can cause some damage, tissue damage to leaves. Yeah. So about this far away. It's highly flammable. So this one is very, very great for spider mites, red and normal. Now, the red spider mites is often referred to as fall spider mites. Yeah, occurs when it's very dry, very low humidity, of course, and hot. I think that all pests arrives and thrives in hot and dry conditions. Yeah. Here you can see another little insect. Boisduval scale in English. The aphids, Boisduvali in Swedish or Latin. It's a lice with a lid lock. Yeah. Underneath, the female carries her children, the eggs. You can see them as spots. Unfortunately, I should have. Yeah, you can see they are on the leaves. The females are a bit larger. It's got a lid to her back, yeah, to cover. She appears like white dots, spots, 2 millimeters about, on the upper side or the back side of the leaves. And the male and the children, the little nymphs, will feast down there. Attacks new growth or old growth first and foremost. Yes, not so often attacks the flowers. So thrip animals attacks the flowers. They can live inside a bud and cause damage before the cattleya flower or such even have the chance to open up. Immediately it will be distorted. I had a cattleya which I've been waiting for 6 years to bloom. Came out the most beautiful flowers I've ever seen. Lasted for 3 days. It was just like I don't know, sheets of baking paper, whatever, around the edges, so it was totally destroyed. So, but this is thrips, and it's also got scale down there, lurking, and in the leaf joints, and around the new sheath. That's where they lurk. The little Boisduval scale. This one looks tad enough. Could be spider mites, could be sun damage. Who knows? That's a real tad plant. And of course, it's got dowiana in it. Yeah, you can recognize the very slim pseudobulbs and its ability on catching almost any kind of disease. You can see that scale. Boisduval scale, a female lurking here. Always arrives when it's hot and when the reservoir, by mistake, is dry, but I filled it up here. I just remembered. So, how to treat them? Yeah, leaf shine, best solution. But beware, do not put the plant in a very hot and sunny window or such immediately afterwards. And make sure that after a couple of layers, repeated for a couple of weeks, you need to wash it off and repeat it again. So that could be causing tissue damage and stuff. Yeah, on my cattleya type orchids, I I got brown soft shell lice. It targeted the catacidin type orchids in my stand. Can you believe it? With its sugary spotted sticky leaves. Yeah. Came from outside through my balcony door. Targeted these two guys. Neither of the other ones. Only these two catacidin type orchids. For 2 years in a row. Yeah. But they're quite common on Mediterranean plants. But I like the catacidin type orchids. Due to their very, very thin leaves. Ah! And you do have regular green lice. Yeah. They've been at this gorgeous little dendrobium cadenardum at the flowers. You can see? Still some residue. Like there. Causing a couple of them not developing well. This one is probably going to drop. Yeah, it's drying out. It's been eaten off. This one is stood inside the cabinet. They're not very common indoors. If you bring a plant inside from outdoors, in many cases, they will follow. I want to tell you guys that I sprayed this one. It doesn't seem to help all that much. Dendrobiums are quite sensitive to being sprayed with pesticides. But it's a little beauty. You didn't know that this dendrobium comes from a wide range of places. And its flowers looks quite differently. This one doesn't carry any scent at all. The cadenardum, Dendrobium cadenardum. I had a larger one from another area called Stricklandianum, a much larger plant, much longer and sturdier canes. Its flowers smelt like honey, the most tasteful scent I've ever felt on a dendrobium orchid. So that one I need to get without green lice. Well, that's life, isn't it? So, this summer, when I bring my orchids out, I'm going to bring orchids that needs to be repotted shortly afterwards. Yeah? And I will do it immediately before I put them back amongst my other ones. Yeah? Last year, I only washed them off in the bathtub and I sprayed them with pesticide once. That wasn't enough, since stuff were lurking down there in the soil, amongst the bark. Medium, yes. And as you can see, still here, 1 year later, in my kitchen. They awakened when spring arrived, slumbering inside a pot. On a sprayed orchid, yeah? It's very difficult, but if you stay on top of it, you will see less and less and less of them. But you cannot just lay back in your sofa and forget about the whole story. You need to work with your orchids. Constantly work with them. You should never ever become lazy and rely on your recent springs a few months back. I almost forgot. Wood lice. Yay. Who would have thought that they could cause damage to your orchids? Yeah? I had one, I had one, Laelia anceps, a very lovely, well-grown plant. It's no longer with us. Yeah? I had it outside on the balcony in a clay pot, in bark. When it was time to bring her inside again, after her summer vacation, I dip watered her for quite some time, and a whole army of wood lice floated up to the surface. Yeah? And I thought, well, they do not do any harm to the orchid. Well. Yeah, they do. They love to feast on newly, freshly grown root tips. Yes? So, if you see them, dip water and get rid of them. Let them float to the surface of the bucket of water. And I can assure you got rid of them. They love to be lurking down in dark, humid places. Just like the earwigs, yeah? Those guys really do not do much. Maybe eat a little bit of your garden flowers. Maybe your orchids as well, but I've never seen it. But they're quite nasty to look at and quite scary, I think, to have in your apartment or in your house. So the same goes with that one. Dip water your orchid and get rid of it. Yeah? So I think that will be it for today. I hope I've covered it all and that you like this video. I'm going to follow these orchids and see what happens to them. Especially, yeah, we're going to follow my Phalaenopsis. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit too much to follow, but the other ones as well. But Phalaenopsis, #1 priority. To see if I can finally get a couple of blooms or a couple of buds which won't drop. Yes. Cause to thrips or mealies. Well, after a real hot shower, at least 40 degrees, a little bit too hot for my hands even, I seem to have recovered. Do not look at that one. It's a terrible, terrible leaf set. But look, I ripped out the middle leaf. It was dying. It was so infested by the mealybugs, so I needed to get rid of it in order to get the pests off of this orchid, yeah? But now there's another one coming, so do not be scared to rip out the newest leaf. There will be another one before long, yeah? But anyways, they bounced back. Looked a little bit tired after the shower, but now quite firm, good looking again. And this one happened, of course, to be my favorite fowl of them all. The gorgeous white flowered fowl with a little bit of brown and yellow to the center. Yeah, you might think nothing special, quite common, but it wasn't. And you guys agreed when I bought it last summer, I think. But of course, I knocked it over. So, well, but this one was the worst affected by mealybugs, so of them all. So that was just great. Since I found a couple of mealies down under the lacquer beads, under the gravel, here to the base. So I could get a good chance of getting rid of them once and for all, I think. I showered it quite fiercely, yeah. So now I could get to the roots, I can get to everything, see what's really going on with this orchid and why the mealies keep coming back. Now, I've got the soap and spirit solution. Spray the undersides, very important. Get to the undersides as well. That's where they always lurk. And you think you've done a good job? Yeah, forget about it. So, especially this guy, I do not want to get rid of it. I don't want to lose it, in other words. So, that's what I'm going to do with the rest of my orchids here. And I think we're going to see some good progress. And one more thing. Try not to hit the roots with the spirit. I mean, it's an alcohol solution. It's a little teeny weeny bit of alcohol, but it's still fatty. And fatty acid is no good for the roots. Neither is alcohol, all right? So try to wash it off, wash the roots off separately, straight afterwards. I'm going to do with this guy. Yeah, I'm most certain that I hit the roots as well. Yeah? Something to bear in mind. Okay. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel. Could be needed. Share and stuff. And return. Take care. We should talk soon. Bye bye, guys. Nice to have you here.